Hey, it's Eric from Some Offense Taken. Welcome to episode 22. Just want to let you guys know, of course, there might be some offensive material here. And, make sure you like, follow, share, everything, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. So,
I'm just gonna start
how
recording and
about
say
that
fuck it.
airline food?
Oh, you just
Hey,
checking
yo.
your levels?
That fucking airline food, though,
Oh,
bro.
did you watch the
I hope,
video that Connor posted in the Discord about Bill Burr and Philly, the Philly incident?
Oh, dude,
Oh,
I've
yeah,
seen
the
that like a
Philly
million
incident,
times.
all
That's
That was
classic.
the first time I've ever seen it. That was some
Really,
funny fucking
dude. I
shit.
think we talked about that.
We might have.
Oh my
but
god.
Unless
I'd throw
I
a
see
shoe,
it doesn't.
but I'd hit the one kid that has a chance to get out of this fucking city in the head, and not be like the rest of you fat fucking retards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 10 minutes.
That boy got that crack, man. Yeah.
Look, I just went 10 fucking minutes ranting about your city and only said cunt now. That's pretty good for me.
He's so fucking funny, dude.
If this is the cold
It's like
open for the
unfair.
show, this is going to be a little extreme.
I hope so. I don't know, you
Um,
chop it up a little bit, don't you?
I do, yeah. But I usually just take like something in the beginning and then just start the podcast after that.
It's
like I'm
gonna be
doing right
this.
now. So, hi everybody, welcome to Some Offense Taken, episode 22. We are on
Some
22.
meta shit.
We having a
20
fun
fucking two,
past
eh?
last week, so we're making up for it. So we're doing an episode
Yeah.
today, obviously.
Yeah, we had a bunch of fucking shit going on. You know what I'm saying?
I think Rob
You know
is the
what I'm
busiest,
saying?
to be honest. We're just kind of not
Yeah,
really doing anything.
I'm in the middle of moving. I got hit with a fucking hurricane. That was great. I was literally swimming the other day when you guys did the podcast. Coates was nice enough to cover me. Thank you, Coates. I had a no call, no show. I should be
Really?
fired. Yeah,
Wait, what
Coates
happened?
fucking covered my ass, bro. No, when I
Oh,
for the
you
podcast.
did. I was
bro.
like, I thought you needed someone to come like fix shit in your basement.
Jeez,
They
I
just didn't.
almost cared for a split second.
no, bro. No, but seriously, I was fucking.
Oh shit.
The Staten Island was underwater, bro. I don't know if
Mhm.
anybody else got hit like that, like bad, but
An
we
island
were.
underwater
I
from
was
a hurricane?
drenched.
It was, like apparently for me, there was a tornado about half a mile from me, and I didn't know. I'm sitting there like it's kind of windy out there.
I was
Dude,
good.
it was so.
I watched the
bad,
river
like,
come up and get ready to crest, and I was like, I was because I walk my dog late at night.
It was just
And I was like,
so bad. Like I can't believe.
I had the rain pierce like I don't know if it just like eroded all like the water treatment on my rain jacket, but like I went back in and like my shoulders were soaked, and then like across my chest was just like completely wet,
Oh,
and my arms
Acid
and everything
rain.
else. Amanda's
Wet
like, "Are you
t-shirt
good?"
contest.
I'm like, "No, I'm great." Like just come in just dripping. The dog looks like she got fucking thrown in the river.
What would you do
And-
if I will stab you?
Yeah, right, bitch. I love you, bitch. But
No, dude,
But,
I
it was bad, dude.
when the hurricane happened, what was kind of funny was I was out already, so like I was in the middle of doing something, and on my way back home, I was like, okay, so I'm fucked, right? Because like I don't get home, like there's no way. So I'm like setting up to go home, figuring my shit out, and in the middle of going home, sorry, 1 second, I had to shit on somebody. Yuck.
That's a conversation we can have one day as well.
I'm playing a League of Legends game. So in the middle of going home, we're driving, and bro, like every exit for the highway was underwater. Every single exit. So I couldn't get off the highway. I got off at my exit, and it was like a tractor trailer was stuck, like underwater. So I was like, oh, okay. So I don't get off here. So I went in reverse all the way back onto the highway, and that
Put
was
in
fun.
reverse, Terry.
Put it in reverse, Derek. And
back up, Jesus.
and dude, literally the funniest shit. There was a manhole cover in front of my house. Like there's one down the block, and it blew off because so much
the
of
pressure.
the fucking
Yeah.
pressure, the water pressure. So it blew off. It was like nobody could see it because there's so much water. So these people were driving and just blasting the manhole cover and like flipping. So like there were cars just sideways underwater. Like,
In front of your yard.
In front of my house. And I like walked outside and I'm like, Dad, it's bad outside. And he's like, nah, it's not that bad. I was like, there's 4 cars upside down on Richard. And he walks outside and he looks and he's like, oh shit. And then we ran into my basement, bro. Water pouring in the fucking windows. I was like, I gotta sell this fucking house in like 2 weeks. Sheesh. Yeah, it was great.
What a
Time of my
great
life.
week, right?
Yeah, it was fun. I've been moving furniture like a motherfucker. I was too tired to give a fuck about my house flooding. It was great. It was fun.
Oh yeah, dude.
Makes sense.
No, I was out probably like 11 o'clock that night. Like, you know, it's been coming down all day at that point. And I walked by where the river is. So we have like a loading dock that goes out to a floating platform, like where people can just sit, they can launch a boat, whatever. So they thought ahead this time. And they packed that thing up and like wrapped it up and everything and put it way up and off to the side where it's not going to flood. Cool. Good job, township. Right. Now I'm walking and I'm like, I don't have a light. And it's like not quite bright enough to see. And I'm like, huh. So I pull my phone out real quick and I turn the light on. About a foot down, like from cresting over this like barrier is the river. And I'm like, I'm like, that's going to flood.
Just about.
I was looking over and I was like, I can't see if the dock and all the loading went completely under. And I'm like, oh, it's right there. Like, oh, shit.
Hey, I always wanted.
So I go back.
Yeah,
I'm parked. Our parking lot is like just a little bit higher up than the other ones, and then there's like one lot next to us. We share even ground. Every other lot, like the cars were up to like some on the way low end were like after the river surged, it was like up to their hood or like just over it, and then like it just got a little bit better as you went up. My car was the only one in our lot that got wet, and the water was maybe like halfway up my front wheel because I was parked right over a drain, but that's it.
Yeah.
So I went out in the morning with some of the other people, and watching people panic over this shit was the funniest thing to me because this one lady lives on, we're on the 3rd floor of an apartment, by the way. She's like talking to her daughter who, I mean, like, she has to be 21 maybe. I don't know.
Right.
But she's like, honey, I got to go to work. Like, if they make us evacuate, you could take the dogs with you. And I look right out. I was like, we're on the 3rd floor. The water's not even up to the building. You know what I mean? Like,
you would need like a Hades-sized.
we would need
that
tsunami. Hurricane for 4 days. We would need that much rain for 4 days to make it think.
And was there
maybe
like
we should
anything
get out of
even
here.
in your the lobby area?
So our lobby was completely flooded out, but they had that cleaned up in like 2-3 hours. And then here's the kicker. This made me want to honestly shoot people. The lobby was flooded. Guys came in, they got the mud out, they got everything. They made sure there's a drain in the lobby because it does flood because it's like in a low ground, like it's in like a little valley.
Yeah, it's
Right.
in
So
a
it rains,
crevasse.
it pulls up, comes into the lobby. It takes past the least resistance. It's how water damage happens. They clean it up and they put a dehumidifier in there, which for people who don't know how those work, if your parents had a basement, they probably had a dehumidifier. If they don't, you should probably tell them to get one. It's a good investment. Keeps moisture out of the air. Pulls
You could
moisture
sleep with
out
one
of
on
things.
too.
Yeah.
It makes it's easier to sleep with a
Get
dehumidifier.
get air moving, get a dehu, you're not gonna ever have mold. So they put a dehu in there to let it roll. The people in my building like to prop the door open all the time, just cause. So I come back in, you know, it's like 9 o'clock, and there's a dehu running with an open door. And I look and I audibly go, what fucking retard does that? And then like some guy like walks by like, oh shit. I'm like, do you know what the fuck that is? He's probably like a younger kid, you know, maybe like not even 20.
Yeah, he probably doesn't.
He's
know.
like, no. He's like, no, I know. I'm like, it's a dehumidifier. He's like, oh, so it takes humidity out. I'm like, yeah, and what's open? He's like, the door. And I'm like, you don't see a problem with that? He's like, no, why? It pulls humidity out of the air. I was like, where's the humidity coming from? And then he's like, oh, and then he shut the door. And I'm like, did you open it? And he's like, no, dude, it's just always open. I'm like, do me a favor. If you see it, shut it. Because it's fucking stupid. It lets bugs in. It lets water in easily. Because someone did leave the door open in the middle of the fucking hurricane.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
And I saw Grace's
Like-
thing, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm like, what in the fuck are you doing? Like, this is why we can't socialize things.
Yeah,
This is why.
Ben's wife took a picture, or not? She shared a picture rather.
Yeah.
And
no,
it was,
she took that one. Or,
Oh,
oh,
she
no,
took
no, I
that?
know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
It's the big flood of your apartment complex, and holy shit, like it was underwater, bro. Like it was bad.
The
so like
low
if anybody
ground was high. Yeah.
if anybody got hit by that, I'm sorry. Like if you were
I'm not
driving,
for the people who parked there overnight. I'm not sorry. You
No,
had
no,
to
no, no, no.
fucking know.
if you live there, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
If
That's
you're on the
horrible.
first floor, that sucks.
That
I'm
sucks,
sorry.
man.
Like you had a basement. I'm sorry. You know,
Yeah, I feel-
Like,
yeah.
your house is fucked. Speaking of which, let me tell you guys something. Behind this house, the one that I'm moving out of, thank you God. My asshole 70-year-old neighbor who's been 70 since I'm 1, and now I'm 25 and he's still 70 somehow.
Damn, 70 for 20
He-
years.
Yeah, dude. Like I don't know. He didn't like. I had a creek behind my house that, like, if it rained, everybody's backyard,
You're fucked.
Like it goes down, right? And then the water pours into the creek.
Right.
The guy didn't like the noise it was making. It's the city's
The
property.
water.
It's the city's property. He didn't like the noise that it made, right? This is my neighbor. Understand how I've had to live next to this, okay? He doesn't like the sound of the water, so he filled the creek with dirt, which he's not allowed to do because it's the city's property, right?
Oh my
Now-
I know where this is going.
Guess whose motherfucking basement floods every time there's a fucking drizzle for 20 minutes? I had water pouring into my basement. I opened my back door to let my dogs out, and then I literally creaked it, and I went, oh, and I slammed the door shut because there was fucking water up to my knees at my backyard. Like, it was above my porch almost.
Jesus.
Like, imagine being that fucking stupid to bury the only runoff for everybody's
where you could shoot those
backyard
people.
on the block.
Exactly.
Right?
Jump in.
Holy fuck.
Speaking of
So-
people who took pictures.
Oh, hi.
Oh.
What's up, Amanda?
Oh, she left?
Okay. Well, no, I mean, she like came in the frame and then she dipped out.
Amanda,
Damn.
please.
Amanda, please.
Amanda, please.
Leave him begging for more, I
She's gonna,
guess. I don't know.
she's gonna pick the dog up
Oh,
awkwardly
shit.
and then try to
There's
be
some
funny.
kind of
Yeah, no.
creature floating next to you with the scary eyes.
Hump the dog. Hump the dog.
What?
Hump the dog.
Hump?
Hump the dog.
Shut up.
And I have
Go
a
down to
video.
Florida.
Not the worst thing I've heard from him.
The
Yeah.
only picture I have left of my old dog, right? And I love that dog to death. You know me, I don't really take pictures. My old dog, I picked the dog up like Amanda's picking up the dog right now, right? And for listeners,
Yeah, the dog's trying to fuck her up.
Yeah. I picked the dog up like it was a gun, right? Like I put my hand underneath kind of like I picked the dog up underneath the chest and under like the stomach, you know? Like, so I know how to pick a fucking dog up. It's not going to hurt it, right? And I have a video of Marvin Gaye's
jerking
Let's
off
Get
the
It On playing, and I'm
He did
just
say the
going like
dog
this
was
to my
dead, so
dog.
maybe you killed the dog.
Right? That is the only image I have of me and my old dog. I just butt fuck my dog, right? And it's old. I was like fucking 13, right?
Disgusting.
No, I was like 13, so it was funny, you know.
Fucking
put it on,
disgusting.
You know the world we
Oh,
live in.
dude.
You can't do anything wrong.
It was
Ever?
so fucking funny. Oh my god! Like to this day, I laugh at that, and I know if I posted it now, people would be like, "That's dog abuse." I'm like, "Yeah, animal abuse, bro." I fake fucked my dog in the ass, and then we cuddled for 8 fucking hours after I was done. So like, what's up?
At least you cuddled.
Yeah, dude, I fucking gave it breakfast in bed. That dog had it better than I had it.
At least
Straight
aftercare
up.
was on your mind.
That's how it goes.
Eric met my old dog, I think.
Aftercare, you mean
Wait,
cab fare?
which dog was it?
Lilo, the brown Boston Terrier.
Oh, yeah, I think I did.
I think you met her. She was old as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was cool as shit. Another thing we obviously have to speak about, or at least mention, Norm Macdonald has joined the Angels. And I'm not talking about the baseball team. That is a
True.
baseball team, right?
That one...
I think.
That one actually took me by surprise because, like, I
Yeah,
saw
because
people
he
post.
didn't
I'm
tell
like,
anybody.
please, it's a commit. Oh fuck, he's really dead.
Yeah,
Yeah, right,
he made a
61
joke
years
about
old.
it.
Yo, that is Anthony Jeselnik tweeted it. He said, fighting cancer for 9 years and didn't say a fucking word to anybody. That is such a Norm Macdonald thing
Yeah,
to do.
It's just like the guy that played Black Panther. Same thing. Like he didn't want to burden
Literally
anyone with it.
Just didn't tell anybody. Like, and you know what? Norm Macdonald actually had an old skit, or not a skit, but like an old thing, a comedy bit, I guess, about cancer, and he like related it to marriage. And he's like, yeah, man, you get it, you hold on to it real tight. He's like, you can't let it go. You can't live with it, but you can't live without it. And he's like, and then at the end, it eventually just kills you. He's like, just like marriage, guys. And he like goes on and on and on. Dude, that guy is he was a genius.
I still
don't
think
give a shit.
the funniest thing that I found out about him, it was obviously the past 2 days I found out. The reason why he was kicked off of Saturday Night Live is because he kept repeatedly joking about O.J. Simpson. And I did not know that.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to, and he just kept doing it, dude. He's like, this shit, he used to do the news on SNL, and he would come in and be like, this just in, now legal in California, murder. And he put up a picture of O.J. Simpson. And then
he's so funny.
And then after, like, you remember, like, he got pulled in again. What was it, for kidnapping or something? For the second time? Mm-hmm. It was kidnapping. And he's like, ladies and gentlemen, he's done it again. They put his picture up again. Like, that dude is so fucking funny. If you watch, he has, like, a little stint on Conan O'Brien, because they used to write for SNL together. Mm-hmm. And him and Conan are sitting down, and he tells a 5-minute joke about a moth. It is the funniest fucking joke I think I've ever heard.
Because he's just like, and then there's a moth, you know, like it flies around, you know, it's attracted to light. It's a small nocturnal insect that has like soft wings and
he's
like,
just so
like dander comes
smart,
out.
dude.
He was
in
so
a movie.
There was
a movie that he was in. I'm trying to remember.
Wait, one more.
He was the main character.
Did you watch any of his podcasts? Like, because they put the episodes on like YouTube.
Yeah.
I think he had like Mark Maron or somebody on, but he looks right at him. He's like, 9/11 was a national tragedy. And like doesn't flinch, and everyone just starts laughing. I'm like, what the fuck? How good is his delivery?
He's just
that he
funny.
could just
dry humor.
Or when he's talking about
bro,
he's like, I'm gonna eat a bucket of chicken every podcast because I'm a disgusting fat man, and it's great. It's really good chicken. Have you ever had it? He's like, you know, I don't like the Jews.
there's just something wrong with him.
He's so funny.
He sat on Conan just to tell this moth joke, right? He sat on Conan, and with the 5 minutes or 10 minutes that they had to talk to him, he literally took it all up with this joke. It was like a 10-minute joke. And he sits down with like his leg over his knee.
Oh,
and he,
yeah,
like,
he's chilling.
And he leans back, and he's like, so on the way over here, the driver told me a joke. And Conan's like, the driver I sent you told you a joke? And he goes, yep. And he's like, he goes, so he goes, so why don't we just call him and get him on? He goes, wait till you hear me tell it. Just like the way he says shit is just so fucking funny. Like
wait till I say it.
Yeah, he's like, just wait, listen to me tell it. And he fucking goes in and
he got so much funnier the older I got because you really appreciate
you get
like,
it. Yeah.
The timing is amazing. Like I love when you were talking about when he used to do like the weekly minute or whatever for fucking SNL.
Yeah.
He'd be like, new study shows that women actually account for more than 80% of car accidents to the surprise of nobody because women can't drive.
Yeah.
And then there's like some people laughing and some are booing and he's like, that joke was written by a woman.
He goes, now you
don't you?
He goes, now you don't know how to feel, huh?
Yeah, right.
Just kidding. We don't hire women.
Yeah, like SNL doesn't hire women. Yeah, why would we hire women?
There was one movie. He had a lot of cameos in movies and stuff like that. I think I like his cameos almost probably better than his actual like starring role. But he was in Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo for like a grand total of like 2 minutes, maybe even less than that in the bar, and like Deuce finds out about the prices for the drinks and he's just like, oh, okay, all right, well, I only want this, so I'm only going to pay for this. He's like, well, how about this? You're going to pay for both of them, or I'm going to take this little swizzle stick I'm gonna shove it up your pee hole. And he's like, I'll just pay for them. Yeah, okay.
Dude, there's a movie that he starred in, right? I don't remember the exact thing, but I don't remember the movie, but he winds up going to jail for a night, like in holding, right? And he's behind bars and everything like that. And he meets this big fucking dude that's in holding with him. And he looks at him and he's just like, so, what are you in for? And the guy like is just staring at him like this. And then some guard like walks to the thing and he's like, they made your bail or whatever. He's like, somebody's here to pick you up. You're out. And he opens up the door and you see Norm Macdonald's like fixing his pants and he just turns around and he's like, despicable. Disgusting. There's a guy like tried to fuck him in his ass. Yeah. Just disgusting. Despicable.
It's so funny.
Gross. Yeah.
And then Jesus Christ, he played Pigeon in the Mike Tyson Mysteries, like that animated Scooby-Doo one.
Oh, that
Yeah.
On Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Funniest moment. Like, he's literally just a pigeon. There's some kid sitting next to him. He's checking out. I guess there's like some younger. I guess it's like Mike Tyson's adopted daughter or something, like the Asian girl.
Yeah.
His kid's checking around. He goes, you're at that age, starting to think about the ladies.
Oh, you sent that.
Look
to
at
me.
me. Yeah, like, look at me. You jacking off? Because if you are, you're the only one that does it. It's fucking weird. And then he's like, they kept that in. Like, he does this like little chuckle.
Yo, just like,
It's so funny.
well, honestly, rest in peace
I was
to
gonna
the
sell.
homie.
I was gonna sell your upskirt pictures online to make money. Like, and then he just everyone's like, "What the fuck?" But he just doesn't say anything more.
Bro,
Dry humor at its
he's-
best.
The god of dry humor,
dry humor.
delivery.
He's
The
one of
god.
those people. He's one of those guys that you just never wanted to die. Like,
Yeah.
honestly,
You thought he would just be around
yeah, like
because you never heard
honestly-
like bad about him.
Honestly, respect to that guy. I always thought he was funny. Last thing I'm gonna say about him is when he's in Billy Madison and they're sitting down and they're like, it's an atrocity, it's laundered millions of dollars and to pay for his schooling and blah blah blah, and he paid off all the teachers, the young son of a young an old billionaire or whatever, and he's like, well, maybe they're talking about somebody else.
That's not my name.
The immortal Turd Ferguson.
That's
Said it.
yeah, that's me.
What? Oh, what day is it? October. It's Nudie Magazine Day. Yeah, dude, he's fucking. He's a legend. Honestly.
If there's any solace, he's chilling with Farley now. You know.
I
Yeah,
hope
someone
so,
posted
yeah.
that picture of both of them. I was like, aw.
I was like, fuck, man, I love those guys.
Because if Chris
Yeah.
Farley was still around, he probably would have been about the same age, right?
Yeah,
Damn
yeah.
near, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Adam Sandler and David Spade are like the last men standing.
oh yeah,
There was even. You remember that dude in Jingle All the Way? You ever see Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
yeah.
Yeah. So Jingle All the Way, the guy that's trying to fuck his wife.
Oh.
I got eggnog for you. That guy, yeah.
Put the cookie down. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, these
That was good.
cookies.
Yeah, those cookies.
That was good.
Yeah.
Eh.
Well,
What was that guy's name?
long story short, unfortunately, he was one of the original SNL cast too with Adam Sandler. That cast is cursed. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he married a woman. The woman went insane and fucking murdered him.
Yes. Yeah, I remember
Oh
that.
fuck, really?
Straight up. Yeah. He
That's
was
what
like,
I remember
he
from
was-
when I was a kid.
Yeah, man. The woman went
God, I don't
crazy
even
and
think I
fucking
knew
killed
that.
him. Like in his sleep.
Oh,
Fucking
fuck.
crazy. Stabbed
So
him a
that's
bunch of times.
Personal. Yeah. God damn.
Yeah,
the
and
fuck? I
he
didn't know that
was
shit.
just like regular dude. Like the cast is just cursed, man.
It's crazy, man,
Whoa.
because like comedy is so different now too. But like, I can't speak for all of us, but like, I don't know. Fuck it. I guess this is the comedians episode. But like,
What?
The fuck? I'm
But
on
like-
Rotten
What?
Tomatoes for Jingle All the Way. They gave it a 17 out of 100. Really?
fuck Rotten Tomatoes.
Jingle All the
dude.
Way is like the best movie ever. Are you kidding me? He
Rotten
fights
Tomatoes-
a reindeer.
Rotten Tomatoes is written and run by people that one wanted to get into acting and couldn't, two wanted to get into directing and couldn't, and three wanted to get into screenwriting and couldn't, and four are just a bunch of fucking lonely pussies.
You're
So,
right.
Dude,
don't use
Oh.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Phil
Come to
Hartman.
us.
Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman.
Phil
Yep,
Hartman.
yep, yep,
oh,
yep.
that fuck.
That's him. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Murdered by his wife.
But,
imagine.
Man, fuck, let's make it the comedians episode. Like, comedy's so different now, too, than then. Like, you had, especially in that area, you had, like, Carlin was on the rise, but now, like, you still have, and you can even see them from, like, back in the day with, like, Chappelle's show and stuff, like, young Bill Burr, young Joe
When
Rogan.
Bill Burr still
and
had a
then,
full
like,
head of hair.
yeah, that which is hilarious. It's so
Yeah.
weird to see.
Yeah.
Like, Bill Burr with hair. But then
No,
you're
but,
like, my God, he got so much funnier when all his hair fell out.
Yeah, it's the stress.
Yeah, it
It's
let
the
go.
stress of
3
being
minutes.
alive for Bill Burr. Everything makes that man angry. Everything.
But like I relate to that so hard.
I
Where they
can
talk,
tell.
what's that like white male rage or whatever? Was that song
Yeah.
or something?
That
like,
is you
I feel that.
personified.
It's
No,
so
well,
real.
Okay, so like,
And like he doesn't seem like he's faking it. You know what I mean? It's
Nah.
not like, oh, this
No.
is my persona. Like all of them, and it's weird because like I like Bill's podcast, I like Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, Joe Rogan. I'm not big on Rogan's stand up. I'm not really crazy about Kreischer's stand up. Tom Segura fucking kills me because he's like, I think the word retarded's pretty funny. And some disabilities are hilarious, and I'm like, oh no. He's like,
going
you mean to
somewhere.
tell me a guy goes around vibrating all day isn't a little funny? And I'm like, oh my God. Like,
no, well, like,
Man has a
but that's
point.
the whole thing, right? Like, I just recently I tried to watch a new comedy stand up, right?
like someone new, right? Like you had
Someone new,
It's like
just like
Kevin
an
Hart or
an
something.
unheard of guy, right? And it's always about something political, something super like social justice-y. Like, I don't care, man. Like, just make me laugh. Like, stop trying to make
Yeah.
a fucking agenda out of it.
Yeah.
Like, Bill Burr comes on, he tells his fucking jokes, you don't like him, oh well. You know, like that's just
Yeah,
how
and
it
then
is.
off to the next one.
He
Yeah.
insults
Yeah,
you for 12
like-
minutes.
Exactly. Yeah, the Philly
Philly
incident
rant.
is legendary.
That is eternal.
But if you look at like Sebastian Maniscalco,
I like
that guy's,
Sebastian.
That guy's still pumping. He's
I don't
been
know who
He's
that
doing
is. doing a
comedy
lot.
for. He's like some dude from Boston. Or,
Is he Boston?
If I see a picture of him, I'll probably know who he is.
Yeah, he's like a big Italian dude. He's very like
Very animated.
animated, like choreographed. Like he's funny with his body, kind of.
He's
guy.
like if you Robin, maybe it's would hit you more than us because I don't have a bit of Italian on my side. But like if you have like that Italian uncle that like takes like extra good care of himself.
yeah.
Like that's what he looks and sounds like. He's like,
Yeah.
What do you do? Why do you go to the grocery store in a t-shirt and sweatpants with holes in them? What the fuck? You're in public.
No, dude,
He's like,
he
it
was
takes me
talking-
45 minutes to get ready to go to the grocery store. I shower. I turn the water on. I shampoo my hair. I turn the water off. I soap. I marinate. There's no need for water in this phase. I'm like, what is this man talking about?
No, he's a psycho. But
He's
he
crazy.
He did one thing that made me laugh too about the gauges. And he was talking
Oh
about
my
people
God.
gauging their ears. He goes, "Have you seen this? You go to the grocery store." It goes, and kids got fucking magnets in their fucking ears. He goes, "If I came home and I was a kid and I had magnets in my ears, my mother would throw me on the refrigerator." And he goes like this, and he's like,
Yeah, he like throws himself
sticks his
in.
head to the refrigerator. Yeah, and he made another joke. This is for the people watching though. He's like, "Have you gone to clubs recently?"
Oh,
And they're
I know
like-
it.
Yeah, he's like, this is how you dance, you know.
And
And
he
he's
just-
like
they
going
just
like
keep
this, and
getting
he's like, but he's like, I go to a club now. I walk in, it's so fucking loud, my hair vibrates. He's like- he goes, you know it's bad when you're like, is it loud in here?
It's
Dude,
so
that's
funny,
me
dude.
anywhere, man. Honestly,
Bro,
Just
and then he
all
goes-
these venues are like that.
I hate
He goes,
that.
have you seen how people dance nowadays? He goes,
You just get
He goes, they
lower.
just walk. He goes, they just walk up to a woman. Oh, what's up, girl?
What are you doing?
Why did he have to hop on the chair? Why didn't you just turn the chair around?
Because he hops on
Nah,
the stool and
he does.
humps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he like humps in
And
the
he-
air,
and he's like-
perched. Yeah, he's got this face like.
For those
like lower
listening
jaw
to the
clenched.
podcast, go to the YouTube channel and watch that very accurate display of dance
Should be
moves.
at about 27 minutes. You'll see.
Yeah,
it.
like
No, but-
20, between 27 28, yeah.
But Maniscalco makes you laugh because he doesn't
He's so
talk about
funny.
anything that you fucking.
He's just goofy.
He doesn't
yeah.
say like, "Oh, the Clintons" or anything like. He doesn't throw any like, "Oh, this black guy." Like he
I-
doesn't do any of that.
The
you
whole
know?
thing, I think, is it's just with what's going on now in our world. So they want to take the easy way out and just go for immediately what's on the news. That's what they want to do. Sometimes it's good, like everyone making fun of Bush for 9/11. I still think that's
Yeah.
the funniest fucking shit ever. That it's gone on
Oh, yeah.
for this long and it's
It
still
won't stop.
going. It's never
won't
gonna
stop.
end. But
No, that's not.
And
That's
then there's
not
some
gonna
people
end.
that really don't get it. Like some of the comedians nowadays, I'll give it to Kevin Hart. He has a couple really, really good jokes. Some of them are good. Some of them are just, I'm just gonna keep shaking my head like this for about an hour, saying the same thing.
He's
over
more
and over.
like TV comedian now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just like
you're
when
gonna see him
they
on
tried
TV.
doing, what was it? Amy Schumer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That
no.
lasted what?
She
two
was
seasons?
not
even
funny.
Yeah.
My
No, she's not.
vagina.
Yeah, that's true.
She's
Let's
not.
just
I get
shove my
fucked
vagina.
The
I don't
only
know, dude.
funny woman to me, I think, has been Whitney Cummings.
She's funny.
Like that bitch is relentless. Like,
Yeah,
she
there-
is
there's
but it's
very-
like it's the ones that could hang with the dudes that are definitely
Well,
like
there's
even
very
Tom
few-
Segura's wife, like Joey Diaz is on their podcast talking about like how he shot a load in a girl's mouth when he was high as fuck, and he said she like started tripping, and Christina's just like just smiling uncomfortably the whole time.
No, well,
and then
dude,
she's like,
there's-
"You got any tour dates you want to announce, Joey?" And they all start fucking losing it. She's like, "I'm done with this topic."
I mean, like Sarah
Like, that's
Silverman was
funny.
kind of funny every now and then.
Kinda.
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 That's what I'm saying,
Kinda, yeah. She has moments, right?
Oh, yeah.
But like that's the whole thing. You can't be a comedian if you have moments of being funny. Like
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, that guy says a
Man
sentence.
breathes
He's
it.
funny.
He smokes
yeah.
a cigarette.
Bill,
I will start laughing.
Bill exactly.
Honestly.
Bill Burr says something, just the way he words things is funny. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like there's people who are funny, and there's people who try to just like.
Who are there's like goofy, there's funny,
goofy,
there's
yeah,
like
exactly.
some
There-
people
like,
are
there's
just
a
like
dude-
smart comedians. Like there's some old heads that are like they
Anthony
can tell a
Jeselnik
story
is-
and it's Jeselnik
Anthony
is
Jeselnik
amazing.
is funny.
What is,
he? All he does is like one-liners, like Rodney. What's his name?
Dangerfield.
Dangerfield. He
Yeah.
literally does one-liners. He's like, dry delivery, dry humor.
Eric Clapton's son, that clumsy little lad. You're like, he fell off a 3-story building.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
2. Fuck, dude.
Yeah,
Are
dude,
you kidding?
He doesn't care. But
so
like that's the whole
fun.
thing. He doesn't care, right? He'll just say
Oh.
his jokes, would deliver them, and if people don't laugh, he moves past them, and that's it, right?
That's
But
how I
he's
figure out if it's a
comedian.
cool audience, and so far, some of you I don't like. You know,
Yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
my god.
No, like
Guy's
he's a comedian. He doesn't care. Like what's his name?
Tosh?
His roasts are so good. Who the fuck is?
Oh,
Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson.
yes.
Pete Davidson's roasts
Look, I'll
are
give him
actually
credit.
funny as fuck.
Some
The
of
roasts are
his
good.
fucking dry humor bits where it's just like out of the middle of nowhere he'll say something are some of the
That shit's
funniest
gold.
shit I've ever heard. Just like when what was he hanging out with Kevin Hart? He's like, "Oh, you had a dad? Wonder what that was like." And Kevin Hart was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Or who was he roasted? Bieber, and he's like, "I'm glad my dad died in 9/11, so
Yeah,
he didn't
yeah.
have to hear your music." And everyone was like, "Fuck!" Like,
No, he
the
was
opening guy.
No, he
It's like,
dissed. He dissed Bieber and Bieber's dad. He was like,
Oh, right.
and the man of the hour, Justin Bieber. He goes, Justin, I talked to your dad backstage, and now I'm glad mine's dead. But he goes, like Kevin Hart was hosting it, and he's like, oh, I'm happy to be at a roast hosted by Shaq's dick. And he's like, oh, Ludacris is here. You might know him from your mom's Now That's What I Call Music CD. Like, he was just literally ripping on everybody.
And I get it on SNL. They're on like a level of script, and like they do write their own for so much. But like he's writing it for late night TV people who, let's be honest, like don't really have a sense of humor. Like the people who
SNL
consume SNL. SNL has gone nothing but downhill over the
Yeah.
like ever since the golden era. Like it's just been
Well,
steadily
it was
down.
the golden
episode that they
age,
brought
and then
Eddie Murphy back
yeah,
was fantastic. Like the one
That was
episode
good.
that he came back for.
That was
yeah,
like,
that was good.
that was like a fucking like IV of like, oh, let's see if we can keep it going a little longer. But it's like it's circling the drain.
Yeah.
Even like the hopefuls are like, this is bad now. I'm like, it's been bad, but glad you're on board. But yeah, like I think because, and it's weird too, because like Bob Saget is brutal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone knows him from like Full House.
And
Yeah,
American
they
Funny
don't
Stuff.
know
And
that he's,
meanwhile,
like,
this dude's
fucked
fucking
up.
like 21-year-olds. Like,
He was in a Dave Chappelle movie. What
scum,
was
dude.
that? Was it Half
was it?
Baked?
I was gonna say, I think he's in Half Baked.
Yeah.
Him
Yeah,
and
he's like-
who is it? Like
He's
Jim
like,
Brewer?
hi everybody. Yeah, he's like, hi everybody.
Jim Brewer's hilarious
He
too.
was
He's like, and
high
I'm
the
addicted to
entire
marijuana. I'm
He was
addicted to
fried.
I'm addicted to marijuana. And fucking Bob Saget stands up and he's like, I used to get on my knees and suck dick for coke. And like everybody's like,
just says it.
like everybody's like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, Bob Saget? And then I realized Bob Saget's like an actual comedian.
Well, even
Yeah.
like, I don't know if you guys ever watched it. It was back in 2012. It was a show called The Green Room with Paul Provenza, and he was like, I don't think you really hear much from him anymore. I don't know if he's like writing or producing or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
But
what actually
he,
happens
there
with
was
a lot
a-
of them too. They just start writing, and they're
But
like,
that's
all right.
like to comedians. That's like you gave up.
Yeah.
Like with The Green Room. So I guess there was like a big comedy festival in Canada, and I mean like every comedian was there. Like they had fucking everybody. So he would have these little like behind the scenes shows thing, and they would just talk about shit going on. Kind of like it was basically like an early podcast before podcasts really fucking hit the road. But they filmed it, put a couple episodes up. Roseanne Barr, Patrice O'Neill, rip, one of my favorites. Bob Saget, and I think there was someone else there. And they were just talking about shit. And they're like, Roseanne, you got in a little trouble recently. And it was her dressed like Hitler.
Oh,
with
my
little
God.
with cookies. Like she just took them out of the oven. And it's her like posing and like looking upward like at the sun. And the room is dying. They're like, oh my God. And she goes, yeah, I got in a little trouble for that one. And everyone starts fucking dying. And Patrice is like, the only thing would have been more fucked up if the cookies were skinny. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
Jesus
Yo,
Christ. Like, I was
Patrice
hysterical.
O'Neill is another god.
He, take it too
said,
soon. Diabetes,
bro,
folks.
He
It's bad.
said one
Diabetes.
joke. He goes, he said, you know, I don't have sex with women because I like women. He goes, I just want something to jerk off to later. And he goes, so I go home and I jerk off in the shower. He's like, you haven't jerked off in the shower? It's great. He's like, I've been jerking off in the shower so much, I'm surprised the fucking baby hasn't crawled out of the drain yet. Bro.
Dude, if you
that
hear him
man-
talk about, like, his philosophy on women, it is
Oh,
so
yeah.
funny. Because, like, he was on not Preston, Steve. Opie and Anthony, a shitload. Like, he was a regular.
Yeah. My dad
And-
met him, actually, because my dad was
dude,
always
I'm
on
jealous.
Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably had to hear about it. I remember you saying that, but
Yeah.
like they would bring women on just to argue with Patrice, and he's like, "Just because you think you're hot, you think you got something to offer? What do you got, pussy? Cool. So do the rest of you." And I'm like, "Damn!" And I'm like, the woman is like arguing. He's like, "See, like you want me to give up or be right or something?" He's like, "I don't fucking care." And that's where you don't have power, because I don't care. You have nothing. This is all you got. You're hot. And I'm like, like just listening, like, Jesus Christ, this
Yeah,
man
nah,
is relentless. But he
Patrice was
never
pretty
wavered.
brutal.
He
Nah.
was how he was on stage. Like, he was his
No, that's
authentic
just him.
self.
Yeah,
and I
that's
think
just him.
that's why, like, you're talking about, these new ones kind of suck.
Yeah,
Because, like,
that's
they all
probably
shout
why.
they all shout everything, and like it's always my vagina, or like I support black people. It's like no one fucking cares or asked. Like, make fun of everybody. Shut up.
Yeah, like, I just
Chappelle's
saw
show
a
was so good because it was racist to everybody.
Bro,
It
I
was
just
so
saw a
good.
show. I just saw a show recently, or like a comedy show, and the guy just says on stage, he's like, "I'm gonna tell a joke, but just before I tell it, I want everybody to know that I do not condone racism. I love everybody of every color," and everybody's like, "Whoa!" It's like, wow, so you don't condone rape or murder either, I guess.
Wow,
like, are
such
you
a
supposed
controversial.
to? Yeah, it's like, dude, it's shit you're not supposed to like in the fucking first place. Like, why are you
Right.
fucking bragging?
Is that the
I
default?
don't
Like-
I don't condone kidnapping children.
Is the default you support it? Like, what kind of? Because like,
No, like-
comedians were like contrarians. Always kind of
it's
were.
like,
Like,
we're supposed to
Carlin
tell the
hated
jokes.
everybody.
Yeah, like you're supposed to tell the jokes that you wouldn't hear. You know what I mean? Like,
That's the idea,
oh,
right?
that
Because
guy joked about
comedians
something.
can get away with it most
That's
of the
the
time.
idea.
And it's
Yeah.
Well,
that's
Jim
their
Jeffries.
job is
Jim
to
Jeffries,
offend
yeah,
you. And
Yeah.
I still like, there was one video that went around on Facebook for like a couple years ago, but like it was completely right. It was some guy from Europe, I think, and it was someone like the whole joke was just like, oh, this person came up to me and they said that they were offended, and I said, good. And they're like, well, aren't you going to
Oh,
apologize?
is it Jimmy
No.
Carr?
I don't know.
It might have.
honestly
It
don't
sounds
know.
like Jimmy Carr.
And
I'm just
like
thinking.
the whole basis of the joke was just like, oh, well, they're offended. Good, be offended. What? Like, okay, like what's?
It gets you nothing.
Okay, yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah.
There's there was.
Think about why it offends you. Maybe you're the problem.
Dude, there was a guy. His name was Dave Blue or something like that. Josh Blue. He's a comedian. He's a comedian with cerebral palsy.
Oh,
He's
dude,
real
he's
fucked
funny
up.
as fuck.
He's funny as fuck. He was born. He's a
Is
white
he in a
guy.
wheelchair?
But
He's in a wheelchair, right?
no, he's not in a wheelchair. He could stand.
No, I think he stands.
Okay,
yeah.
alright.
He might be in a
was
wheelchair
on-
now.
He was on what was that Pop TV one where it was like Hunt for the Next Comedian or something like that.
I'm not sure.
I think that's where he started out.
But bro,
Or that's
he
how I
came-
think he started getting bigger. Maybe that's
he came out with some joke. I was crying. He said 2 jokes that made me laugh so hard. He's like, I'm walking in the mall. He's like, I'm all fucked up, you know? And he's like, so I'm walking in the mall. I'm all fucked up. And he goes, I walk past this guy. He goes, this guy's walking in front of me. He has cerebral palsy too. He goes, so he's walking all fucked up. And I'm looking around and people think that I'm making fun of him. He goes, so I had to walk in front of this guy. He's like, now you're going to eat my shit, buddy. Now you're going to live in my fucking shoes. He's like, so I'm walking in front of him even more fucked up. He's like, and the faster I walk, the more fucked up I get.
so good.
He manages
Yeah,
just
dude,
a fight starting out between them.
Oh, my God, dude. And he
How
told this
would
other
it
joke.
end? And that's my offensive joke for the day.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Dude, he said
Way to
something
draw.
about he said something about he went to he's like he goes I'm black, by the way, just out of nowhere, and everybody was like, because he's like this white dude with like
White
blonde
as
hair,
fuck.
it's all
Yeah.
fucking frizzy, and he's like, I was born to 2 white people in Africa, so I'm an African American. He's like, so I came here from and he goes, so I'm blacker than all you motherfuckers out there. He goes, so don't try to tell me I'm not fucking black. He goes, I live in the hood. And he goes, I went to the 7-Eleven. He goes, you know what I do? It's my favorite pastime. He goes, I buy a fucking popsicle, the gayest popsicle I could find. And he goes, I walk outside to the fucking homies outside the 7-Eleven, and I say, sir, can you open up my popsicle? He's like, every fucking day I have gangsters opening my popsicle. He goes, that is the gayest, most demoralizing shit I have ever seen in my life. He goes, and I take them down a peg every fucking time. He goes, I make myself more retarded than I am. Because I walk up to them and I, Mister, can you open my popsicle? He goes, these guys think I'm fucking retarded. It's like, good dude, like the
That's
most
so
offensive comedian in the world. But another one is Jim Jeffries, and he even made that
I was
joke.
gonna say my favorite bit by that guy. He's just standing up there shaking. He goes, "Think of being a heart surgeon." He's just shaking.
Yeah, and then he just moves on.
I almost threw up laughing the first time I heard that.
So I'm thinking
It's
of being
the
a heart
funniest shit.
surgeon. And then he just...
Yeah, and he's just like
So-
shaking. His hands are like.
So last weekend, yeah, and he just goes on. But Jim Jeffries made a joke recently. If anybody doesn't know him, he's a legendary Australian
Jim
comic.
Jeffries is a monster.
And he's been making jokes, like fucked up jokes for like 30 years. And he goes, people tried to cancel me recently. And he said, now you can't get mad at me. He goes, I made the line. He goes, the line was back here. He goes, so I go, he goes, as a comedian, my job is to go straight up to the line and stop. He goes, and that's your job as a comedian. You go over, you lose people. He goes, so I bring it to the line. He goes, but you guys moved the fucking line all the way back here. He goes, so you can't cancel me for jokes I made when the line was up here. He goes, because I won't go up here anymore. But you fucking bring me right back here. He goes, I'm here now. He goes, well, you're trying to cancel me for shit that I said over here. He's like, you
Right.
can't do that. It's 20 years ago, man.
That's like I said too. Man, dude, we went full circle somehow. But yeah,
For
like
real.
you got this whole moral,
Merle.
like Puritanism
From The
where,
Walking
like,
Dead, AMC's
No,
The Walking Dead,
shut
Merle.
up, God, dead show. But
Oh, it is. It's fucking bad.
yeah, but like, why is everyone like that now? Because it definitely wasn't like that growing up. Where like
It's the
you didn't give a fuck what someone did 14 years ago. You were a kid. You were
it's
stupid.
the media.
I
and
could
it's just
I could
the
probably go to
hand-holding.
jail for shit I wrote in people's yearbooks.
Dude,
You know what I mean? Like
society-
me and the boys. Everyone's soft.
Society peaked
Yep.
in like 2000.
Chappelle
That-
show.
That was the
Racial
end.
relations were never better.
I think a little bit. I think, you know how I'm justifying it. I think it's when WWE switched from doing like the PG-13 stuff to like PG. I think that is probably the basis of when it happened, and that was
That
like
is
Yeah, but
not
when
a
was that?
bad
That was like
gauge.
that was like
2002, no?
middle of 2000s. Like
Okay.
around
Yeah,
like
I could agree with
2005,
that.
2006 is when it kind of
But that
shifted.
was the peak, and now we've gone down.
We're in the fall.
Like we peaked and we are going downhill.
We're
very,
living in the,
very,
in the
very
twilight
fast.
of a civilization. We're watching the end of an
And
empire.
The
a
other
lot
thing
of
is
empires.
too, what I will say, and I'm pretty sure it's another reason why, is because Twitter is a thing. Our phones are a thing because that also started to happen in the mid 2000s because everyone was like, "Oh, I can go on the internet now from my hand." So now
Yeah, it took you
everyone
20
has
minutes,
a
but-
constant string of, I want to say
Bullshit.
like, actual information and manufactured information. That's complete
It's
bullshit.
constant stimulation.
And just like, you know, and I know you hate it, but Bo Burnham, when he did his song Welcome to the Internet, completely fucking correct. Everything about it. And like
Oh,
he
yeah.
even said that
I
too. He's
listened
just
to
like so like does everyone have to give their opinion 100% of the time? Can just
Right.
people shut the fuck up? And I'm like, good man.
Yeah,
it's,
like
it's by design.
But then if you think about it as well,
people
look at
doing
us right now. We're complaining.
Yeah, we're doing it.
complaining on the internet. We're telling
we?
people to go on their phone. What? Yes.
I think it's complaining.
What do
At
you
least
mean?
we're being
Are
funny
we
about it.
complaining?
We're not just we're
The
not telling
first
people
10
what
minutes
to
you
do.
were
We're just
complaining
telling
about people during a hurricane. That's
right, but
complaining.
They're stupid.
You're still complaining.
Well,
Right, but they
my,
shouldn't
my
breathe.
point of the whole thing, like even like you said, Bo Burnham said it. Like in the song, he quite literally says like, if nothing is of interest of you, is of interest to you, you'd be the first. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's something for everyone on the internet, and what you
I think
get
that's a problem.
involved in. Like there was fucking Sebastian Maniscalco, I think, said it. He's like, he's like, you see these fucking people out in public lately? He's like, have you seen these people? He's like, 20, 30 years ago, he's like, these are the people that were in the basement, but like nobody fucking knew about them.
Yep.
He's like, because they didn't, he's like, but now they have an outlet to like show their weird shit. And somebody in the world is into their weird shit. And it's always like these fucking, like, yo, I'm just going to say it, yo. Furries. Furries.
I just made a Facebook post earlier.
You should
I
be
know you did.
exterminated. Like,
I know you
are
did.
you kidding? Like, if we could round up all the furries and Holocaust them, it should be okay.
Oh,
like,
God.
honestly, I think that should be okay.
See,
You know?
You know, just like how that one comedian.
That's so funny.
No, here's the thing though. Like, if you were a comedian, you'd be fine saying that. But since we're not comedians, someone's gonna take it the wrong way.
Then
It's a
that's on
comedy
them.
podcast.
That's what
on
I'm
them.
saying. That's just life.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
This
Everyone
is the
has
Some
different
Offense
opinions, but if
Taken
you don't have the
podcast.
same
Why does-
opinion, unfortunately,
Right.
these days, if you don't have the same
Oh,
opinion
now
of
it's
something,
weaponized. Yeah.
I know. If you don't have the same opinion as someone else about a certain topic that they're very passionate about, that is grounds for expulsion from their life. And I'm like, what
Because you
happened?
hate them completely.
And
hate
it's,
them
it's
wholly and
one
completely.
topic, and you're done with them. And like, I get it. If it's something like extremely bad, like maybe family related, that's fine. But
Happens.
if
Happens.
it's something where it's like my
what
whole
you gotta-
debacle between it, and I'll say it every fucking day for the rest of my life, Tahitian treat is better than Hawaiian punch. Now, if I had a friend that walked up to me and said, Eric, I can't believe you would say something like that. That ruins my entire existence. I cannot talk to you anymore. I
Okay.
would probably laugh hysterically in their fucking face and drink a Tahitian
Yeah.
treat mixed with their tears.
I mean, dude, like,
Extra salt.
another thing, right? Like, I have opinions. I don't always speak them. I'll speak this one, though. Raisin Bran is for toothless, junky retards. It's
I don't
okay.
like Raisin Bran.
Ben.
I hope your basement floods again. And
you also have to
sewage
admit,
backs up.
Ben, you're kind of like
yeah.
an old man. You really are.
Yeah, but like I also like I don't know if you guys had it's I call it like adult honey nut Cheerios. It's like Post makes them. I think they're just called O's. They're like these big crunchy honey rings with like little
Yeah.
crunchy bits in them. Dude,
Yeah.
I might.
that
have.
is the shit. And
No, they're
it's
good.
like it's like $2 a box.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing, right? Like, that has flavor.
It's good.
Raisin Bran is like eating garbage.
Hey, I need help trying to
How often
shit.
do you
Let me
eat
get some
garbage?
Raisin Bran.
Huh?
How often do you eat garbage? Don't me. You
Every
deaf
every
fucking
time
New
every
Yorker.
time every time I fucking pour some Raisin Bran out, I eat some garbage.
That's a burn. So hold on. If we're on the topic of cereal right now, let's keep going down this trail.
Oh, I wanted to talk about advertising.
Yeah,
Damn.
we can.
Can I
We
jump
still,
in
we
with
still
it?
have time. We have a little bit
Oh,
of time.
yeah,
We're good.
okay.
We're good.
No, we're
This will
at
be a
50
quick one.
minutes.
This is a
Okay.
quick topic.
All right.
So cereal. I just tried because I like
Many
some of
issues.
the gimmicky cereals. Some.
Okay.
What do you mean gimmick? Oh, like
So,
the
like-
Count
Dunkaroo
Chocula?
cereal or
No,
some
no, no,
shit
no, no,
like
no,
that?
no. Like some of
That
them.
is caustic.
That
Don't
was
eat it.
horrible. I tried
It
one
hurts.
little tiny cereal piece. That shit was like, and
It's
they're like,
so much sugar, dude. It's so
Now, look,
bad.
look.
It's like they
Because
took
of
vanilla
Dunkaroos.
extract
Biohazard on the
with
bottom.
sugar-fied
Dunkaroos
it.
as that topic.
Ugh.
What was it?
It's
The little
caustic.
cake icing jars. They put out a Dunkaroos one. That fantastic. It tastes.
Isn't
just
that
like,
just funfetti?
Exactly.
Isn't that like already a thing?
yeah? And I love it.
You
Don't steal my
bro?
fun.
Jesus Christ.
But
I thought
back
it
to
was
gimmicky
caustic.
cereals. So I
Dude,
like
it
the
hurts
Halloween
to
ones.
eat.
I know. So
Oh, I got you. Okay.
so I like
okay.
the Halloween cereals.
What,
sometimes.
like Count Chocula and
Count
shit?
Chocula?
Yeah, like I think what was it? I like Frankenberry. I think the strawberry one's my
See, I'm a,
favorite.
Blueberry's
I'm, a,
good.
I'm a blueberry guy.
Yeah,
I
Blueberry's
tried it,
good.
but it just didn't sit right with me for some reason.
They're
but
all
Maybe
That's
it
the
did.
gimmicky
See, I
ones.
thought Frankenberry had that like fake strawberry taste real hard. You know
All
what I
of
mean?
it's
Where you
fake.
get like, I know, but like it's just
But you
more
can taste the
pronounced.
fake in this one.
but what I would
I know.
say,
I'm not sitting here expecting fresh strawberries in my fucking
So I
cereal.
got
but-
one because we were at Target the one day and they had, I think it was Captain Crunch, something Halloween. It turns your milk green, and I'm like, all right.
I
all
remember
right.
those.
All right,
Yeah,
let
they
me
still make that shit.
Let me try it. Yeah, because I'd never had it
wait,
before.
wait.
I was never a Captain Crunch person, so I got it.
I forgot
I
about.
tried it.
Okay,
The
Rob.
f-
Holy
so
fuck.
it took me about 5 minutes to finish that bowl of cereal. The first minute and like 25 seconds, fantastic. The rest of that time,
It's just dog.
some of the most fucking soggy and disgusting cereal I've ever had in my
Oh,
life.
it's Captain Crunch's ass.
It was
once gets
dissolving
saturated.
in the
It's
milk.
so
Could I just
Ew.
could I just explain why I've been laughing for the last 5
Yeah,
minutes?
dude. I'm like, all I
Ben-
said
dude,
was caustic.
Ben said the Dunkaroos cereal
Cereal,
is
the cereal.
caustic. And I,
love
literally
Dunkaroos.
just for some reason like
Did
when
you picture
people say
caustic
things,
from Apex?
No, I pictured just like a
Smooth
just like our-
sacrifice.
like I don't know about you guys, but when people say I have never felt more alive than when I'm rapidly approaching my death. Yeah,
That's how I felt eating the fucking cereal. I was like,
No,
where's
bro.
the heart palpitation?
My
I
whole life is
fucking-
like
oh my
revolving around
God.
Apex because of car lately. But go ahead.
my fucking cheeks hurt now. Like when people say things, I envision like what they're saying, and he said the cereal's caustic, and I just imagined like walking down aisle 19, and there's like a fucking like
It's all
like
melted.
it's all fucked up. There's biohazard signs and caution tape and shit.
Hey guys, I'm looking to
On the
get the
bu-
cereal. Are you fucking dumb? Why?
People are in the fucking caustic aisle with hazmat suits on and shit. Just, like I just imagine like some dude picking up biohazard cereal.
Your
like
fucking
caustic
phone
ce-
starts making the radiation sound
Starts
from
humming.
Fallout.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has the radiation tongs where you can like grab the cereal. and put it in
Sir,
his
are you
fucking
sure
car.
that you want
He
the
picks-
cereal here? It's
He's
a
got
little.
little radiation-y.
Here you go. That'll be $6. Thank you.
He gets it with the
this
tongs and
cereal's-
picks it up. The bag.
The cereal's a little.
the box disintegrates.
You put it on the conveyor belt and it just goes. Just
Yeah,
melts through the fucking.
Sinks as it's going down the conveyor belt.
The kid grabs it and you see the life just sucked out of his face.
You know, it's just
Guy
like in what
fucking
Indiana
Indiana
Jones.
Jones.
Dark circles.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
immediately what I thought.
Yeah, he holds it. He's like, ah! The layers of his fucking skin are getting peeled off.
Oh my god, my fucking.
Oh, that's so much better.
After
How
you
do we
said
laugh
caustic,
this hard about
I
fucking
imagine,
vanilla cereal?
Bro, you said caustic, and I imagine this whole fucking scenario like go through my head.
I could see it perfectly.
And
though.
that's why
Jesus
we
Bring it
Christ.
home. Bring it home, pour it into my cereal bowl, and it melts through my table, through my floor.
Your hair's falling out as you're eating it. Oh, this is great.
Here you go. Put it in a pillowcase, throw it through your neighbor's window. There you go.
My eyebrows start fucking falling off while I'm running it to the garbage.
It's worth it. But so
Oh my god, dude! I didn't
how about,
know you started chemo.
how about that
Oh my God.
advertising?
Oh
my
shit.
God.
I didn't know
Rob,
if I could top that.
Rob, you got
Holy
cancer?
fuck.
Yeah, I'm Dunkaroo's cereal stage
I'm on that
4.
Dunkaroo's treatment.
So,
Double drip on.
I got something for advertisement.
Vanilla gorilla shit.
I got
Drop
something
the
for
treatment, it's
advertisement.
called-
Someone brought it up, and I immediately fucking resonated with it. That Jay Schlatt guy on YouTube and Twitch.
I love
Yeah,
Jay Schlatt.
I love
He's
him.
funny
A
as
lot
fuck.
of people fucking hate him. I love
The
him.
big
I think
guy.
he's two. That's the same thing. He's two different people. His online is different from his real person.
Oh
But
yeah, my favorite's when he calls what's her name, that Irish chick,
Minx.
Minx. He'll just
Yeah.
be like eating like cereal. He's like,
Nice rack.
beautiful tits, nice rack.
yo,
And then
Minx,
she
if
hangs
you
up.
wore that fucking pink wig, I would fuck
yeah,
the
I'd
shit out of you.
Oh yeah, I'm like, the man speaks his mind.
Yeah.
Respect.
But anyway, so he did a video a couple weeks ago, and it was him talking about advertisements and logos of, like, you know, a brand's logo, and how nowadays, for some fucking reason, everyone wants to do
Everything's
the
smooth.
Apple route, and they're just simplifying everything to just
I hate
the
it.
most basic fucking text, and I absolutely hate it. Cannot stand it.
'Cause
Where's the
it's all
originality?
same. It's all the same. It's like it got McDonald's. You know what I mean? Where like everything was just like, it's got to be this one way. It's got to be easily replicable, and like I remember like I'm thinking about, like, I know we're talking about advertising, like commercials. My favorite commercial ever, and I'll always remember it. And I don't really eat them anymore, but it was for Doritos, and it was one of the Super Bowl ads where he has the snow globe.
Free Doritos
And he,
at the
and he
office
goes,
today?
free Dorito, yeah, and he fucking fastballs it into the fucking vending machine, and they start taking all the Doritos out of it. That shit was, that shit was hilarious. That was genius. But even, like, I want to talk about advertising, because I was watching, like, old videos on ads and shit, and, like, how kind of fucked up. It was about, like, soda, like, how, like, soda's horrible for you.
Oh, yeah, soda's bad.
But, like, there was a point in time where Pepsi and Coke, and they still have a large say in, like, the nutritional board, but, like, Coke was advertised as keeping women skinny. Like, the one commercial was, like, this Stepford wife-looking bitch talking about, like, she's, like, cinching a dress in. She's like, whoa, skinny. I guess I should stop drinking so much Coke, which really helps keep me in shape. This is before diet anything.
Yeah.
But, like, she's drinking, like, regular Coke. It's like, you know how bad that shit was for you? Now, granted, back then, not everything was pumped with corn syrup.
yeah.
I think that's
also,
a large part
way
of it.
back when with Coca-Cola, it had cocaine in it. So I
It
mean,
did.
hey.
Yeah, and like that was the original recipe, because they
That's
had like
Probably why they were losing weight.
the drugstores and shit. Like they would have they were called soda jerks, but they were guys that had like a couple different syrups and then carbonated water. That's all it was. So I forget, Dr. something. Pepsi was made by a doctor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then his was Pepsi Cola, because Coke was huge, and then there was Coke spelled with like a K, and there were a million knockoffs.
I actually still remember when I was a kid, my parents would give me like Coke syrup, and it was like it was actually prescribed, and it was just it just tastes like Coke, and it's syrup, and then you would use it for like, what was it, like coughs and stuff like that.
Coughs, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
That being
shit.
said, they don't market it as much, but like that shit is still like one of the best cough suppressants like on the market. Like,
Jeez.
but like, it's not like it's unhealthy. It works. It's very good at what it does. So it's like just watching all these like different advertising things, because it was like in the 80s, it was like all blatantly directed at kids. Like, and for people maybe that are younger listening to this, like, what was it? Camel cigarettes had Joe Camel.
Yep,
Which was literally a cartoon character in a black jacket that was the coolest motherfucker, always smoking. And then, what was it? I think it was FCC or whatever. Was like, you can't directly advertise to kids. They're like, it's not for kids, it's cigarettes. Come on. And it's like,
Yeah, but still,
No.
you guys kind of put like a little bit of
there's
a
old
cartoon
like
Camel on
advertising
there.
execs
You used
for
to have the Marlboro
Coke.
Man too.
There's and then there's like there's an old advertising exec for Coke. They just said I couldn't directly target to kids, so we never did. And it's like
What the fuck?
one of those. Yeah, I'm like, what the
scumbag.
fuck, man. Granted, his job is to do it, but it's like, well,
His job
now
is
we
to
got all
sell
these fat
something,
kids.
but unfortunately,
We
he went
have
the route of
we had
going
12-year-olds
for the kids.
heavier than me. They're 12-year-olds heavier than me. I'm heavy. I am medically obese.
You're a big guy.
I am, but at 12.
you.
At 12.
Yeah, 12. You shouldn't be that.
You
heavy.
shouldn't even. You could be fat. I was a fat kid, and then I started working out and playing sports, and then I was a really strong fat kid with a little bit of a gut.
Yeah, but like
I
that's
grew into my
okay.
man muscle, you know? Like, that's how it goes.
Speaking of which, have you
Boy,
guys
You can move a
Move up
little
to your
closer,
mic.
bub. I can. Yeah, I was gonna say I can't
Oh,
really hear
sorry.
you.
Speaking of which, have you guys seen the God of War
Oh, the
thing with
Ragnarok
Thor?
trailer. Oh yeah, Fat Thor. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I
another
don't
thing
hate that.
too.
And
I don't know
everybody's
why
like
people's getting
everybody's like
upset.
shitting on Thor. They're like,
Thor
oh,
was
that's
a
not
big
what Thor should
motherfucker.
look like. But like that's what the like world's strongest men look like.
I was
Have
just
you
about to
seen
say
it?
that. Yeah,
Have you
they're all
seen
just
Eddie Hall?
round.
They are massive.
Have you seen Eddie Hall? He has
Yeah.
big stomach, and he's a fucking monster. Like that dude
That's
could
not a gut
literally
either.
probably no. It's
That's his abdomen.
solid. Like he could
Yeah.
probably take me by my leg and my arm and rip me in half.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like I'd do it for science if you wanted
That's-
to, Eddie.
That's the whole thing with that too. All these people that are like, they think, oh, if you have washboard abs, if you're chiseled as fuck, oh, you're the strongest man. No, dude.
No, it's
the
like
more
you're
you
in
actually do
shape.
it properly and you want to lift, you get a gut. That's just
Yeah,
normal.
those are power lifters, bro. That's just
Yeah.
how they are. Like there was a guy that used to work with my dad. He was Mr. Garden State actually. He was
wow.
he was a powerlifting fucking champion. He didn't like people looking at him, right? He was very very shy, very to himself. He wore in the summer, doesn't matter. Giant sweaters, all of his clothes were like double XL.
Really?
My dad said, "Bro, I went on a fishing trip with his father." He's like, he was a young kid, like, he's like, so you know, we're fishing, and the kid's got a fucking sweater on and like work pants and boots, and his father's like, he's like, "Come on, Glenn." He goes, take the fucking jacket off, you know. And he's like, "Oh, Dad," he's like, "I don't want people, look at me." He's like 23 years old. He's like, he's like, "I'd rather sweat," but he was like literally dripping bullets. And my dad's like, "Bro, just take the fucking sweater off. Like, we're not gonna make fun of you. Like,
Right, you're making
'cause
me uncomfortable."
My
Yeah.
dad thought he was fat because he always had all these big clothes on. He was like a big dude. My dad said he took his fucking jacket off. He had like a tank top on. He's like, this kid's fucking chest was like out to here. He had his like roid belly stomach. But he wasn't on
yeah.
roids. Arms were huge. His legs. He took his pants off. He had shorts on underneath. He had fucking his legs.
Oh,
were
so
like,
he had
like,
full sweatsuit.
he was he was covered.
Jesus.
Yeah. And he would like only eat peanuts because his competitions were coming up and shit. And my dad's like, "Bro, like I saw this kid and I thought he was fat my whole life with like a skinny face." He's like, he's fucking Mr. Garden State. He's like, he's a fucking power lifter. Like he's a giant man. He actually, fun story. He got into a fist fight with a guy at work because there was
Did
this
he
guy who
kill
used to
him?
fuck with him. Basically, people could only take so much.
This?
No, we didn't. People could
No,
only
can
take
we?
so much.
Can we?
Yes, we can. We can
this
talk about this 100%.
Like,
Yeah, we could
Yeah, no,
definitely talk about
we
it.
didn't talk about it, but is it okay?
Mr. Garden State 1998 or whatever the fuck it was. I'm sorry. So
Shit.
his name was Glenn. I can't say his last name. I'll just say he was a Hispanic man, but he spoke perfect English. Very very smart. He worked on the data end of like what my dad does. So like my dad would do, this, and this guy was in the office like pencil pusher, fucking, So
Banging it up. Yep.
yeah, he wore glasses, like very nerdy to himself, very shy guy. And he's fucking working on like these plans, and the guy would always come by and like smack him off the back of his head, make fun of him, fuck with him. And Glenn would just be like, and just like click his pen, and go back to work. And one day the guy came by and he like fucking slammed his hand on his desk or something. He's like, "Did I get you?" And he looked up at him, and the guy's like, this is like after like a year of him doing it. He's like, "You want to fucking go, Glenn? You think you could take me? You want to go outside? You want to run?" And Glenn literally stood up and he's like, "Yes, I would like to go." Like literally just like that. He's like, my dad was standing down the hallway. He goes, Glenn grabbed this guy, and he was a big guy. The guy was like huge. He's like, he grabbed him under his face like this and picked him up off the ground. He goes, he slammed him off every cubicle on the way through. He threw him over the last cubicle all the way down the hallway. Like he walked him down the hallway, choking him, and threw him over the cubicle. And he goes, Glenn just hopped over the cubicle and starts fucking pounding on him.
Nice.
And he stood up and everybody broke it up. My dad's like, "Holy shit." So like they all break it up, right? Glenn just turns around, he like fixes his tie, his shirt's all fucking ripped. He had like this collared, like button down
that's
like a long sleeve shirt. It was all fucking ripped open and shit. He just goes, and he just walked back to his desk. Literally didn't even say a word. He walks back to his desk and sits down and puts his glasses back on.
It goes back
Just
to
goes
work.
right back to work. The guy was like, I want you fucking fired. I'm gonna get you fired. He's like, I'll kill you. He just and he just went back to
Clark,
work, dude.
calm down, Clark.
Like a literal, like, insanity.
I'll kill you.
Like the shit that would happen at my dad's office, bro, was so funny. My
I've
dad
heard
was
so many
like,
stories.
my dad was like the fucking Chip Skylark of that office, so everybody loved him. And there was a gay guy that worked there, and he loved me, but the gay guy loved my dad. Like, he's like, you know, we would pass him in the hallway, and my dad would be like, hey, what's going on? Whatever the fuck his name is, and he's
Wait,
like,
so
I
he's
could
into people that look like they're 12?
Yeah, no. I mean,
I
like, he
don't
loved
like
me,
this.
like, he liked me. You know what I mean? But he wanted to fuck my dad, because my dad used to, like, look really... My dad was very pretty, you know, back in the day. So, he,
This
Beat
kid's
the
the guy-
shit out of you.
just
the
cut
guy,
this out.
dude, my dad's, like, a really funny guy. You guys know my dad. He doesn't give
Never
a
met him.
single
No
fuck.
idea.
He doesn't give a fuck about anything. He doesn't care what people say about him. Nothing.
True.
This guy used to rag my dad because, like, every time my dad would pass him in the hallway, he'd be like, cute butt. And just, like, walk by him, you know? And my dad would be like, and just, like, walk away, right? But one day, my dad's in the fucking copy room, and he comes in, and he's like, you know, Rob, I could turn you, you know? Like, just give me a shot one time. My dad said I turned around, and I kissed him on his mouth, and I slapped him as hard as I could across his face, and he goes... You in your fucking dreams, pal. And he like winked at him and walked out. He goes, that guy was so sexually confused. he's like, I kissed him on the mouth and then I slapped him and I told him in his
Bugs Bunnied
dreams.
him.
Yeah, he's like, I just fucked that guy's whole day up. He goes, I didn't tongue him or anything. It was like a peck. He's like, but I had to. He's like, I had to assert dominance in that in that scenario. And I was like, Dad, I was like, you weren't afraid anybody was gonna like call you gay in the office? He's like, who the fuck's gonna call me gay? I was
Yeah,
like,
right?
I guess you're right, yeah. He's like, somebody calls me
That's
gay. What are you going to do?
You threatened him with a good time.
Yeah, right? Kill him with
Nah, man.
kindness.
Yeah.
My dad's just one of those dudes, you know? Like, he
Dude,
could
talking-
literally do anything, and it would be, like, the manliest thing you could do. This guy
Just
could
a man.
fucking do anything. I had my bike the other day. I fucking flipped my bike up. I'm like, Dad, I don't know what it is. My bike's making this fucking noise. It's going shoo, shoo, shoo when I'm riding it. He goes, wheelie it. I said, what? As I wheelied the bike, he spins the front tire, and he goes, your rim's bent. I was like, huh? Like you just heard it for a half a second. He's like, yeah, your rim's bent. I can fix it with a spoke tool. Don't worry about it. I'll get on it when we move. I was like, but how do you know? Like,
He's an everyman. He just knows.
Everything.
Just
he
did it.
He just knows.
Yeah,
everything.
just like my dad.
It's time, man.
It's
we'll get like
it's
that.
retarded. Like, there's not people like that anymore.
We'll get
my
like
dad-
that.
I feel like
Yeah,
with me,
like-
it's probably going to be more like technology and games and stuff like that video, which
Exactly.
is fine.
But
I
like-
had a bolt shear off of my tire on the way home today.
Yeah.
So, you know, like the actual lug nut. I forget if I sent you guys a picture. So I go over railroad tracks. I hit a light. I take a left. I go down my road. So I go bah, 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 over the tracks. And then when I take the left, I hear like it sounds like the rear passenger side's rubbing. I'm like, I was like, last time it did that, I had a lug nut, or one of the lug nuts was a little loose.
Yeah.
Let me check that out. So I get and I park and I look and I'm like, all right, driver's side's fine. Passenger side, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's 5? I'm like,
Donde está?
Something
Yeah.
is,
So
these things
I'm taking
is
my
not
car
like
to
the
get
others.
my buddy Dave's gonna work on it for the inspection, and I'm like, hey, how hard are these to swap? That's not too bad, right? He's like, nah, you just knock them out and you pop it back in. That's it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, thank God. I thought it was the whole like 5 prongs, like you had to take it out and put in a new head. He's like, you might want to check all your lugs on that though. The only way they shear like that is if they're loose. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I had an old Explorer with 37-inch tires on it. And they would fire off like bullets. He's
Oh
like,
my
he's like
God.
the bearing load on those probably didn't like the fact that it was 37-inch tires. I'm like 37-inch tires.
Yeah, they're
I'm like,
huge, bro.
That's a
on
big
my old
fucking tire.
on my old Jeep that was like a fucking monster truck, the blue one. Eric.
Yeah,
I remember.
I only had 32s.
yeah,
Yeah.
37s on a fucking Explorer.
I think that's what mine
37s
were,
are
too.
huge. Yeah, 32s are like a
That
good
is a
size.
huge fucking tire. I was like, no wonder they flew off. Mine's just, how old
Did I
is
ever
mine?
tell you guys
Jesus
that
Christ,
I went up on
15
2
years?
wheels in my Jeep? By
When?
I
accident?
think you did.
Years ago. I
No,
was
yeah,
going
you
to a-
told me this.
Yeah. It
You
was
fucking psycho.
hilarious.
Like,
Oh,
No.
I was going to a concert, man. I almost made a wrong turn.
oh
What the fuck?
yeah,
I blame it on the woman that I
The
was
way
going
that
to
you
the concert
fucking
with.
drive,
As
I'm
you
not
should.
surprised.
as you should.
No, because we were meeting her boyfriend there because he was coming straight from work, right? So we're driving. She's sitting next to me. I'm like, "You're my GPS," because I didn't have like a car, you know.
There's your
I was
first
like, "You're my
mistake.
GPS." Yeah, I know. Big
I got him
mistake.
again.
A big fucking mistake, dude.
women
I
jokes are
literally,
funny.
I said, "You got to tell me when these turns are coming up, but like early, so I can slow down and shit." She goes, "Yeah, no
Right.
problem." Right? We're coming up. She goes, "Left." I literally was like I already passed it. Like she just goes, like she's looking at the GPS. I was like, "Have you never driven before? Like tell me like two turns, you're making a left. You know, say something like that."
It's like
she
the
literally
Girl
goes-
Directions song by Psycho Stick.
Bro, she literally just goes left. I was going 60. I just went skr. I turned to the left and I went up on two wheels. I was like, I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna fucking flip. You know, because Jeeps aren't prone for flipping or anything.
Nah.
And I
Not
came
at
up on
all.
two wheels. We slammed down. I fucking slammed on the
boink.
brakes and I looked
Yeah,
at her and I went left. Left. That's what you said. Left. I said, how about a little team communication?
Yeah, hey, like
I said,
a half
I'd like
a
to make
block,
it to the
yeah.
concert before I die. So I was like, you know what? Just give me the fucking phone. Like, I'd rather drive with the phone in my hand like this than have her be like, right turn. Now.
Dude, that shit kills me. Like, I get irked. Like, I feel like I'm a pretty good passenger to have, like, especially in the co-pilot seat. Because, like, if I'm giving directions, I'm like, all right, hey, in, like, quarter mile, you're going to bang a left. I'm like, not this one, but the one coming up. They're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. You know, I
I'll
start
tell you
slowing
the
down.
name
But
of
then,
the fucking street.
Yep.
right. And then you got ones that are like, oh, turn left. Like, that's Amanda's sister. Is like, oh, go now. I'm like, you're supposed to be telling me where
Yeah.
the fuck
No,
I'm going.
my girlfriend's really good at it. Actually, I respect it. She's like, babe.
It's a appreciated talent.
She's like, in a mile, you got to stay slight right, and then
Yes.
as we come up to it, she's like, you could get into the next lane because it's coming up in 0.2 miles.
Yep, that's
I
what
was
Lauren
like,
does.
Okay, like
Love
she
that
hooked me
shit.
up. You know,
Love that
It's
shit.
like, damn, dude, I
Big
gotta do
wife
shit.
energy.
Yeah,
That's what's like,
Speaking
all
of
right, you're going to
which-
be in the right lane, but it's going to split into two, but stay in the left lane. I'm like,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. She's
That
good at
is
that.
the-
Yeah.
oh,
Makes
Bro, I'm
sense.
terrible. I'm terrible with directions too. Even with
I'm
like
pretty
the
good.
GPS, I'm pretty bad. Like I'm fucking god awful. And I was driving
the
today.
city?
Huh? No, not in
Like
the city.
growing
not
up in
city.
the, well, I mean, like
city.
growing up like out that way.
No,
Like,
no.
shit,
In the
man.
in the city, it's like 2, 3, 4, 5. Like
That's
I
true,
know where I'm
it's
going. You know,
numbered,
so like
yeah.
you literally can't get lost. Like if you get lost in the city, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's
But-
literally numbers.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you can't count up or down. Oh, you're going south. Which way are the numbers gonna go? You want to count backwards? Like, is it that hard? You know, I'm on 86th Street. Go south for 4 fucking blocks. Oh, where am I gonna be?
82nd. Wow.
Yeah, they're gonna be like
Whoa.
90th Street.
90th.
How did I end up in the fucking Bronx? You know. So like anyway, my
That's a
girlfriend,
hike.
me and
I
my
made a
girl are
left
driving
turn.
home.
I'm in Michigan. What happened?
me
Wham!
and my girl are driving home today. We went on like a little date to some planetarium.
I saw. Look
In,
You
at
guys
uh,
are so adorable.
I know,
Shut
right?
up.
Fuck you. And I went to, it was in Yonkers, right? So on the way back, she didn't feel so hot. She made the terrible mix of iced coffee and a banana. So
Oh,
that's a pukey mix. So she fell asleep, right? She fell asleep, and I'm driving. And I'm like, well, shit. I'm doomed. Because I took a wrong turn, bro. The thing is telling me to stay right. So I stay right. And then the thing, recalculating. I was like, how am I recalculating? It sent me into fucking Jersey to the Newark airport. And then I had to go wee and make a fucking U-turn around. I had to pay the toll because I made a wrong fucking turn. I was so mad. So I woke her up. I was like, wake the fuck up, throw up, I don't care. Save me. I'm lost. Help. You know? But, yeah, the planetarium was good. We're moving soon. Really excited. We're trying to hit everything before we leave, you know?
when
I
do you
kinda
think you're dipping?
It's 10 to 15 days.
Wow.
I was gonna say we might want to stockpile a few episodes just to
Yeah, October.
so you're not feeling like you gotta unpack and then do this.
Yeah, it's,
And worst comes
it's
to worst, we can always
October.
get people to come in too, because Coates.
Yeah.
Coates apparently loves coming on. He said it the other day. He was just like,
I would love
whenever
to.
you guys
You know what? Hold on. Coates. Okay? You can't just be my replacement, bro. Okay? You gotta be on with me. I like
Yeah, right?
you. I like you. I've heard stories about you since I'm like fucking 17 years old, and I haven't talked to you once, cocksucker. So get your bald ass on here. So I can tell you how nice your fucking beard is. All right?
Bald ass.
Hey, look,
I just got
recently
message to
bald.
Message to
That's true.
He looks good. He's one of those guys. Okay, for those of you who don't watch, Coates is the homie that steps in every time I'm not here because I'm sketchy. I'm a little finicky.
A little flaky.
Not at all.
Got a lot. I got some shit going on, so it's hard for me to exist. But Coates steps in like a man, takes my spot, you know.
Does
and
it?
dude, Coates is funny as fuck. Number one. Number two, I think he looks good with the shaved head and beard. That's a great fucking combo. If you have a good beard and you have a head to be bald, go bald. Fuck it.
Always.
Hair sucks. Like, I look like
Agreed.
a fucking coconut. I can't cut my hair. So, and I don't grow facial hair, so I'm doomed twice. If I
you ever
shave my
noticed-
head,
Boy, you have facial hair.
I got a fucking mustache, bro. Like, that's all I get. If I shave my
It's
head
not
and get the
bad.
mustache, I look like I belong in a fucking retro porno. So it's like I can't, you know?
I wish I
Either
got a
that or
better
I look like, hey Holmes, what's going on? You know, so I can't be doing that shit.
I can grow a good mustache, but I can't grow one because
You're
Lauren
Puerto Rican.
screams at me. I'm also
Puerto
French too, so I get the goatee.
Hey, wait.
Yo, wait, one more thing.
I wish
I'm
I
gonna
got like
say.
the Swanson, like the big, but you have to have
That,
the giant.
he has such a
Yeah.
bushy
But
stash.
he has the giant like
It covers the lip.
nose to like the giant top lip.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's
So like that's
perfect.
why it looks so good.
His
I'm
beard's
like,
nice
fuck.
too, though.
Yeah,
But
it is.
I'm gonna tell one more joke. There was a joke that I saw on Storage Wars years ago. Jokes that you will never be able to tell again. And have you ever seen Storage Wars?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, there's an old guy, Barry. You remember Barry?
You bought it.
All right. You buy exactly. And
You
you
bought
know, the young guy Jared with his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
so,
those two.
Dude, Barry literally says, he's like, I need somebody who could crack this safe. And he goes, good thing, because Jared like cracks safes for a living. So he's like, good thing I know a cracker around here. And he dresses like a cholo.
Oh my god.
I was like, what a fucking
They got
joke.
away with that on A&E.
Yeah, dude. he
Goddamn.
I know a cracker around here, and he dresses like a cholo. I was like, damn, bro, that guy fucking killed
I guess
it. So
TV
what a-
used to be funny.
I guess it's when you're making fun of white people, it's fine.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
Well-
yeah, generally it's fine. You can make fun of white people.
Right,
Not
but
against
like-
it.
say cholo.
But if he was
Yo.
like, I know a field hand, everyone's like, ooh.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, thanks to
Land on
everybody
that
for watching or listening to Some Offense Taken. I'm Eric. That's Rob. That's Ben. And one last thing I want to say tonight is we're filming this on Thursday. Tonight at midnight, Spirit Box is finally putting out a new full-long CD.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
Oh, God, I'm
It's going to
excited.
be really nice.
That's why the back
they're-
is blue, because the album is called Eternal Blue.
You know, it's the most anticipated album of the year.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think Silent Planet might be one of the next ones too.
For
That's a
me,
good
honestly,
number.
it was the third Pentakill album. Finally, that shit was good.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good.
The light bringer. Yeah, that shit was fucking
See that one? What's the one? Redemption. It sounds like AC/DC because they layered the dude over the woman, like the
Yeah.
vocals. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this? It's like we've been through fire to redemption of the other. I'm
Yeah,
like,
did
what
they
the?
come out with some fucking
And I'm
This is
also
pretty
shout
good.
out Necrogoblicon. I'm still waiting for another album from them.
One
They're
day.
so fucking
We'll
weird. I
get it.
love them. But all right,
get
guys,
it.
we're gonna end it here. We'll have more stories
Sounds
obviously
good.
next week. So, thank you.
Indeed. Don't get offended, pussy.
If you get
Bitch.
offended, it's fine.
It's on you. Just no
Yeah.
one cares. That's the
It's-
imagination part.
If you get offended, that's life.
You fucking schizo. No one cares about you.
Could you just play what's the name of that song? Well, that's life. You know,
That's
that fucking
life.
Oh, play it at the
People
end,
say.
please. You just be like, that's life, and then that's life.
Yeah, just play it out on that.
Oh,
All right,
Rob.
See you later. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, but
All right,
all right,
well-
everybody. Thank you.
See you later, boys.
Bye bye.
Bye boy.
Suck a fuck.